Okay, how's it going? It's late right now. It's pretty late in the night. Hear the crickets? I want to talk about the greens that I was using today. I was using turnip greens today, and I planted these turnips about 3.5 weeks ago, and they already sprouted up, and I have an abundance of turnip greens. So I made a meal with turnip greens. I like growing turnips because of the greens, actually, because they grow so quickly. I literally put these in the ground about 3.5 weeks ago, and I already have a good amount of turnip greens, and they're pretty tasty, and they're also good for you. They're anti-inflammatory, they help the detoxification of your body, and they're an excellent source of vitamin C, vitamin E, beta carotene, and manganese. Turnips have been cultivated for almost 4,000 years in the East. The Greeks and Romans actually thought highly of the turnip, and they developed a few of their own varieties. But I'm not going to go too in depth on the history of turnips, but I'm going to share what I did with my turnips today. So I went out into the garden and I started to harvest a bunch of the turnip greens, and I try to harvest the greens off the plants where the root looks like it will not mature into a nice turnip. So I figured, why not use those for the greens and use the bulb turnips that are growing nicely, let those stay in the ground and get to a good size. I only harvest the amount that I need for the meal that I'm gonna make, and I leave the rest in the ground. So what I do is I cut the roots off, because the immature roots are pretty hard and fibrous, not that good to eat. So I cut those off. Then I put the turnips in a bowl of water to clean them and let them soak a little bit. Some of the things that I blended with the turnips was a clove of garlic that I actually grew this year, and just about a quarter of a fresh onion, and I just minced those up nicely. Then I started to heat the wok, and I put a little bit of oil at the bottom of the pan, and I started to saute the onions and garlic, and I just add whatever seasonings I think would do well with this recipe, because it's kind of just on the spot. And then I throw in the turnip greens, and I cover the turnip greens to let them sweat just a little bit, because I don't want to overcook the turnip greens. And within about 1.5 minutes, the turnip greens are wilted and cooked nicely. They look steamed almost. And I ended up serving that with some potatoes, and it was just my lunch for the day, and it came out really good. Turnip greens resemble collards in flavor, and it went really nicely with the potatoes. Very tasty meal, and the process seemed like it's worth sharing, so figured why not share it. Thanks for watching.